Hey folks, how you doing? Mark Crowther here with another tester update. In fact, this is the first tester update. It's not another tester update. That's a bit of a lie. Good way to start. What the heck is this then? This is me doing a kind of vlog as opposed to a blog because I'm often too lazy to type even more stuff than I do day to day. So I rarely update the blog, but maybe I'll get into this format and post it on YouTube. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is just try and do real snapshot little videos and talk about the kind of things that I get involved with day to day as a test professional working for a consultancy. The consultancy is called NMQA. There's keep the employers happy, but really it's not about NMQA, but I'm going to touch on their stuff. It's about me as a professional in this field. I think we need to talk to each other more about what we do day to day so that up and coming test professionals can get a better insight into what the career looks like. I'm very passionate about the idea that testing is a profession, just like being a solicitor, being a doctor. I know at the moment it isn't, bloody should be, so we need to talk about that, we need to articulate what it is we're doing, we need to think about what we're doing, and this is me sharing what I do day to day. So, enough of that. What do I do day to day? Well, today I've actually been working on my second training course. So I've already created a training course called a test practice training course, and the next one that I've put together is a test management course. I was going to do a course about being a test lead, but I've just decided to pull all that stuff into the test management course and see how it goes, really. The first presentation of the management course is happening at the end of the month, so I've actually already written the material, I just need to go back over it again. You know what it's like, revising a document for the umpteenth time is just brain drain. It always seems more fluid. When you're writing a document, when you write the document, you've got a layout, you put the main headings, and off you go, put 3 or 4 paragraphs per heading, great, you've done your document. Always makes a lot more sense to me at first. So today has been a lot of thinking, soul searching, trying to make sure I'm making the right connections between this course, the management course, and the practitioner course, practice course. Sorry, just been pinged by testing buddy there. So good fun, but draining. So what I did, I went and read this paper, The Irrational Tester by James Lyndsay. This is a really interesting paper because what he talks about is the irrationality of testers, the how in our minds we are thinking irrationally when we're doing test practice. I think most of this would apply to when we're writing test cases or when we're doing perhaps exploratory testing, either in a formal sense or we're just having a look at the software and we're formulating thoughts in our own minds. It's only 10 pages long, this, so get a copy of it. I'll put a link in the sidebar. I've no idea where the sidebar goes at the moment. I'm sure I'll learn that as I do more. Grab a copy of the paper. James is wanting feedback. There was a Twitter response he put up today just saying, I wrote this in February and no one's replied to me yet. I've put a reply on softwaretestingclub.com. I've put a blog post actually just discussing some of the things that I lifted out of this when I read it. Let's talk about some examples here of things that he covers. So he talks about confirmation bias, and that was interesting. There's a bunch of other kind of biases that he lists beneath confirmation bias, but for me I just thought interesting because I could see how if I write a whole set of test cases and I've got variations on those test cases with different data, maybe they're an edge case, a fail case, negative case, whatever your classification of test cases is, I can see how that set will be written from my confirmation bias. It will have that overlaid onto it, making a lot of the test cases weak, invalid, plain wrong. Don't know. Never really thought about that before. Another key one that he talks about is the illusion of control, and it gives a little scenario there of what happens when he was what happened when he was teaching a testing class, and how essentially we've written a test case, we've seen a result, and we go, well, there we go, that's it. I know the near cause if I don't know the root cause, but that's it. And what he's proposing here is, well, if you were to write another test case and see the same result, what would that tell you? Are both test cases correct? In theory, they're going to be different test cases, so there should be a different result. But if it's the same result, one of your test cases is invalid, or you're suffering this illusion of control. You think you understand the test conditions. You think you understand the state of the system you're testing. Clearly you don't. And if we're to have what he calls reproducible experiments, these test cases, we need to be very aware of this illusion of control and not just say, I ran a test case, I saw a result, I know what's going on, because likely you don't. He talks about other forms of illusions as well. He's got the clustering illusion, inattentional bias, and so on. Really good. Grab a copy of the paper, read it yourself. I'm not going to narrate the whole damn thing. It's a paper that makes you think. You're going to have to read it 2 or 3 times. I read it kind of 2 times already. I've got some views. I've put that in the blog post on softwaretestingclub.com and my own blog. Again, copious links in the sidebar. So that's been my day. Little snapshot of what does the head of professional services at NMQA get up to day to day. What do I, as a test professional, what do I get involved with? What grabs my interest? Out of interest, by the way, I have an application called Digsby, which allows me to have Twitter running in the background, as well as my IMs that you can hear in the background. Twitter's really good because it just sort of trickles you these little insights, these information, and lets you see what other people are involved with. I'll put a link in the sidebar. I'll just keep adding these things as I think of them. But that's it. That's the first update. So probably not going to do these every day. As I read an interesting paper, put something together that's interesting, have an interesting conversation, I will make a vlog like this. That's it. Adios.